If you or someone you know struggles with a fear or phobia of dogs, then you're going to love this video because there is finally a safe way to protect ourselves. And if you're one of those hissy dog lovers who thinks that, oh, dogs have less germs than humans, a dog is a man's best friend, the dog isn't going to hurt you, well, then you're not going to like this video, and that's just a bonus. All right, now, first of all, hello everyone, and welcome back to Tanya Files. All right, so if you follow my other channel, then you would most likely know that I made a YouTube short talking about how, by accident, I found a way where I can protect myself from dogs because ever since I was a kid, I struggle with a severe dog phobia, and it has been getting worse over the years. And most of the time when I talk to people about it, you know, some are very understanding of it while others are judgmental, aka the hissy dog lovers. And so, yeah. Okay, so here's what happened. Earlier this year, it was a regular Tuesday. I was getting the garbage can ready for the garbage man. And I always put on mosquito spray on my arms and legs because obviously I don't want to be bitten by a mosquito. So the garbage can's ready. I'm taking it down to the curb. And then one of the neighbor dogs starts running up towards me. And I'm thinking in my head, oh, come on, man. I can't even take my garbage can down to the curb without a stupid dog trying to approach me. Because here's the thing, people. In my neighborhood, by law, your dog has to be on a leash, it has to be tied up, or it has to be in a fenced area. It is not allowed to be loose at all. But anyway, as the dog continues to run up to me, I'm thinking in my head, okay, well, I'm ready to defend myself if I have to. And then all of a sudden, it turns around and runs away. And I was like, oh, well, cool. And then I looked up and I was like, thank you, Lord. When I took the can down to the curb, then went back into the house, and I thought, that was weird. Because throughout my life, whenever dogs sense my phobia, they love to take advantage of it. Which is part of the reason why I don't believe people when they say dogs are so smart. Even my doctor said, Tanya, trust me, I have like a couple of dogs myself. Trust me, they're not smart. And I'm like, thank you. But anyway, I mean, think about it. If dogs are so smart, then how about instead of taking advantage of somebody's phobia, you actually do the opposite so that people are not scared of it? There was only one dog in the family that actually did that. Unfortunately, she passed away years ago, but I made a video about that. So anyway, I did some research, and guess what? Apparently, dogs cannot handle the smell of mosquito spray because of the chemical odors in it. And I was like, really? Now, I don't know if that's how mosquito spray was back when I was a kid, but if it was, that would have been something that would have been great to know back then. You know, there were so many pain-in-the-butt dogs that I had to deal with in my childhood that could have been avoided if I knew that if I sprayed mosquito spray on myself, they would stay away from me. But anyway. But yeah, I mean, I can honestly say that when I was a kid, and I don't think I made a... Actually, wait. Yeah, I did. But anyway, I've already made a video about this experience, but there was one dog in the family. I don't know if it was a boy or a girl, just because this is the only time when I've heard this name before, but that dog's name was Liesel. I don't even know how to spell it. But that dog was always in my personal space, and when I tried to lean away, the dog tried to lean closer, and it actually got to the point where I was standing on a chair to try to get out of the dog's reach. And while I'm doing that, some of my relatives are looking at me and then giving me dirty looks because I'm trying to get out of the dog's reach. When they know I don't like dogs and I don't like them in my personal space. And they were like, Tanya, don't stand on the chair. And I was like, well, then get your dog away from me. I swear. And my family wonders why I despise dogs. I wonder why. But to be honest, though, Liesel is nothing compared to another dog that we had in the family. I haven't made a video about her yet, but when I do, you're gonna be shocked. Because, and I am not exaggerating when I'm saying this, okay? But she was possessed. Trust me, if you don't believe me, then stay tuned for that video. I don't know when I'm gonna make it, but I'll keep you updated. Just subscribe and you'll find out. But anyway, yeah, so apparently the strong chemicals in mosquito spray will keep dogs away. I tried to look up to see if there were any breeds of dogs that could handle the smell, and according to the Google search, it said no, there isn't a dog that can handle it. So that's a good thing at least. And it does say on here to not spray mosquito spray on the dog because it could cause symptoms such as drooling, vomiting, and the dog could even end up with a seizure. Now, I do not believe in abusing animals, but if a dog was attacking me just out of the blue, which unfortunately almost happened to me a couple of times, because I already made YouTube shorts about that, so you can check it out if you don't believe me. You know, that would be the only time when I can consider myself trying to protect myself. But anyway, to anyone who has a fear or phobia of dogs, this is what you need to do. You need to carry a bottle of mosquito spray, like, let me make sure I've got the right side. Yeah, just like this. This is the brand I use. You keep a bottle of that in your pocket. And if a dog is loose and tries to run up to you, quickly take out the spray and spray your arms and legs as quickly as you can. And put a couple of layers on too. Don't spray it just once. Try to spray as many times as you can. And then the dog will not come near you. Now, if you don't spray it on in time and the dog attacks you, I would try other ways to try to get the dog to let go of you. But if that doesn't work, I would say try spraying it on your legs or something first. You know, because even though that dog was attacking you for nothing, you know, I don't know. The only time when I would see something like that as a reasonable way to spray the dog with mosquito spray was when I saw this YouTube video. Actually, I think I shared that video to the community tab on this channel. It was about a woman who was attacked by 4 pit bulls. She literally did nothing. She was attacked out of the blue. They were ripping her apart and eating her. Eating her alive. And the cop had to shoot all 4 dogs. And, I mean, to any hissy dog lovers, I mean, I'm sorry, but those 4 pit bulls, they deserved that. Sorry. Not sorry. But, yeah, I'm just thankful that I can prevent a dog from coming up to me. And I texted my mom and I told her about this. And I said, do you remember when I took the garbage down to the curb and there was a dog that ran up to me and then turned around? And Mom's like, yeah, that was weird. And I was like, well, guess what? Apparently it was because I was wearing mosquito spray. And Mom's like, really? And I sent her the information. I'm like, look, apparently mosquito spray is also a dog repellent. And Mom's like, wow. And I was like, I know, right? I was like, but Mom, don't get any ideas. And I was referring to her dog because he is a mix of Border Collie and Lab. And he's too hyper. And that's not just me that's saying that. My mom has said that too. And he is a very big dog. He's mostly muscle, which is not good. He knows how to get out of things. He actually broke out of a cage once, and he knows how to get off the leash. Well, I don't think he does that anymore, but that's according to my mother. But yeah, I mean, if there was an emergency, then it's a good thing that he knows how to do that. But if you're trying to prevent your dog from being around a relative who has a dog phobia, then it's not so good. But, yeah. And then the worst part is, my mom's dog, he loves to jump into people's laps. And I said, Mom, unless you can have him work with a trainer where he doesn't do that anymore, you're going to have to keep him in the laundry room with the door closed every time I come over, because if he ever jumps into my lap, I'm probably going to have a stroke or a heart attack. Because, like, I don't remember doing this when I was a kid, but I mean, I was always afraid of dogs, but I don't remember, like, ever shaking, like, really bad if a dog was around me. I think it's just because, I really don't know. I think my phobia has gotten worse over the years. And I'm not ashamed of it, and I'm not going to apologize for it, because, you know, if people tried harder to respect the fact that I'm just not like everybody else, you know. I mean, everyone in my family, they're all dog lovers, you know. And of course they would try to sell that BS to me, saying like, oh, a dog is a man's best friend. You need to get over your phobia. The dog's not going to hurt you. And to anyone who does say that garbage, let me tell you something. Can you read a person's mind? No. Then you can't read a dog's mind either. So stop pretending like you can predict everything that a dog is going to do. Because the funny thing is, whenever a relative tells me something that a dog is not going to do, I actually say that the dog is going to do it, and I'm right 90% of the time. So, don't try to sell me that BS. You know, but anyway, I actually do have one neighbor who has like a little dog. I actually met it last year on Halloween. No, not Halloween, Thrillerween. I apologize. And, you know, I mean, it wasn't too bad, I guess. I mean, she told me that her dog doesn't bark. Not at all. So, I'll admit that's a plus. But anyway, you know, if dogs are so smart, you know, they'd be like, oh, okay, this person is afraid of dogs. So instead of taking advantage of her phobia, and instead of acting like a psychopath like the possessed dog did, I am going to do the opposite and not do the things that she doesn't like so that she is more comfortable around me. And guess what? Like I said, there was only one dog in the family that did that. But anyway, yeah. So I even have friends in the MJ community because, well, that's based off my other channel, the MJ Innocent podcast. A few of my friends in the MJ community are also afraid of dogs, and they've told me stories where either their family or even their friends would let their dog loose around them just because of their phobia. And to the hissy dog lovers, you'll think, well, that's how you get rid of the phobia. Actually, when you do that, it's only making it worse. And I'm speaking from experience. And then, because here's the proof. Because whenever we talk about this, my family's like, well, Tanya, you've been around dogs your entire life. And I was like, did I ever want to be? And they're like, well, no. And I was like, exactly. So, just get over the fact that there are some people in this world who don't like dogs. You know, it's not a bad thing, okay? And, you know, like I've mentioned before, you know, if you want to have a dog as a pet, I don't care, because it's not my responsibility. It's your responsibility. But all I ask is for you to keep the dog away. I mean, if I came over to a friend's house for a visit, I mean, is it really too much to ask to put the dog in a separate room with the door closed for a couple of hours? I mean, still make sure that the dog has water, food, etc. And if they have to go outside, you can take them outside. But I really don't think that's too much to ask. You know? So, I don't know. All I can say is, to anyone who love to make fun of the fact that some people are afraid of dogs, well, Who's laughing now? Yeah. So, yeah, that's basically what I have to say about this. Yeah, and I'm just, like, after 30 years of torture, well, actually over 30 years of torture, but I'm just glad that there's finally a way for me to protect myself if people will not be open-minded enough to understand that it's okay to not like dogs. Oh, and as a closing, I also wanted to do research to try to see if there was another lie that people have said about dogs, and surprise, surprise, there is. I wrote, I know this is going to sound like a stupid question, but do dogs carry germs? And the only reason I asked it like that was because people would always say that dogs have less germs than humans. And when I looked it up, it said, first of all, your question isn't stupid because a lot of people are misinformed about lies about dogs. And dogs' mouths are actually not less germy than humans. Of course, I never believed that lie when people would say that a dog's mouth is more hygienic than a human's mouth. Because I don't think humans go through trash cans and eat what's in the trash cans. I don't think humans eat their own shit. Humans don't go through like roadkill like dogs do and all this other stuff that carry germs, infections, viruses, fungi, so nice try. I never fell for that stuff and I'm glad I didn't. Alright, so I think that's basically what I have to say about this. Just remember, it's really not too much to ask for you to keep your dog away from someone who just doesn't want a dog around them, okay? And to anyone who doesn't understand that, then think about an animal that you are afraid of. And it can be like anything, whether if it's birds, snakes, or even a mouse, okay? Okay, so let's pick a mouse, since most people don't like mice. I want you to pretend that your mouse phobia is the same as my dog phobia. And if you're open-minded enough, then you're going to be able to do this. So say if you went to a friend's house and they had a pet mouse. Yeah, I know that rhymed. Ha 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 ha. And you were very uncomfortable because the mouse was not kept away. Your friend says, "Do you want to hold the mouse?" Obviously, you're not going to want to hold it. Do you want to pet the mouse? Obviously, you're not going to want to pet it. And then your friend says, "Oh, and by the way, if my mouse ever does come up to you, it might lick you." Do you want the mouse to lick you? Nope. So, I hope that helped clear up some things, but if you're still one of those people who says, "Nope, everyone should love dogs, they're man's best friend, blah, 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 blah," well, guess what? First of all, I'm not a man. I used to say that when I was a kid. Man, I miss saying that. And number two, I'm just happier if dogs are not around. And if you still can't understand that, well, then that's a you problem. It has nothing to do with me. Alright, so if you want a dog, I don't care. Just keep it away from me. That's all I ask. Alright guys, so let me know what you think about this, and I really hope I was able to put a smile on a lot of people's faces when they have been afraid of dogs and even have a phobia of dogs for so long. Because let me tell you, I've been smiling a lot ever since I found out about this. We are free!